So the thing about, you know, being a man and uh, one of the key qualities I think that makes men and the reason we behave different than women do. One of the key components is learning to stand on something. You know, you might call it morals, values, whatever, principles. A lot of men are principle bound. It ain't so much of good and bad. There are no good men or bad men. They're just men. And the difference is what they stand on, what they believe, how they move and how they do their thing. That's what separates us. And I think that men have to stand on something. Right, wrong, or indifferent. One thing about me, and my friends will tell you is, whatever it is that I'm speaking on, my feelings, my beliefs, whatever, I stand on that. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I stand on it. Because you have to believe in something. You have to believe in something. You have to stand on something, and you cannot be moved, shaken, or whatever by what you see or what you experience. You just have to deal with it. You got to handle your business. We don't get the luxury of having all these safety nets and people come to our defense or our aid or whatever the case may be. As a man, you expected to handle your business and do what you got to do. And that is good qualities in a man. He stand on something. A lot of you ladies get it twisted when you dealing with a guy and he's not something that you used to, or he does things different than the last guy. Um, but what you got to understand is we're all different. I be on social media sometimes and I see women talk about, well, do you check your homeboys? Do you say something to your boy when he cheating on his girl or cheating on his wife? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What a man does with his woman is that man business. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care how it look. I don't care what the narrative is, what you may think about it. It is not a man's job to get in another man's business, because what we understand as men is that it ain't no set way to do anything. Just because this man handled his life or his family, his woman like this, that don't necessarily translate for the next man. No, men conversation ain't about who you doing, who you screwing, who you going out of town with or whatever. We don't really discuss those things like that. What you do in your marriage or what you do in your relationship, that's your business. That's your business, bro. And no man should tell another man what he should or should not do. That's the beauty of being a man. You learn, you listen, you observe, and you take it from there. You learn from the lessons that your father taught you, or what your father taught you directly or indirectly. What your partners then went through, all of that, you know. But as a man, you got to do your own thing and make your own way, and just continue every day to become a better version of yourself. That's what we do as men. Always trying to get better, always becoming a better version of yourself. As long as you're doing that, you're going to be on the right path. I said this in a previous video that as a man, you don't have to have it all right now. I mean, let's be honest, man. You know, we learn by trial by fire, trial and error. A lot of men, we have to bump our head first before we get it. And that could take some time. That could take some time. We don't all mature. We don't all mature at the same pace. You know, it's men still in their 50s and 60s ain't figured stuff out that they should have figured out back in their 20s. You know, but I don't look down on those men. As a matter of fact, I don't look down on no man that's trying. Who's trying to be the better version of himself, who is not giving up, you know, letting the world just take over and form you into something that you're not. I salute the men out there that continue to strive to get better, to be better fathers, better husbands, better sons, you know, better entrepreneurs, better businessmen. It's hard out here. It's hard out here. No doubt about it. But as a man, you got to understand that the world ain't set up for you to just have an easy path. It's up to you to simplify your own life. It's up to you to continue to build the value that's necessary for elevation. Nobody can do that but you. How do you level up? You read, you study, you observe, you be quiet. You can't hear when you're talking. You can't see with your eyes closed. So that's how you level up. Learning from your mistakes, learning from those who make mistakes around you, listening and learning. We need more leaders. Men have to lead. We don't have a choice. We have to lead. And if you look at yourself right now and you say to yourself, you know what, I'm just not a good leader, well, that's a start. Because you can't fix a problem that you don't even recognize as a problem. You can't fix your shortcomings when you're not paying attention to the things you need to pay attention to. This thing of being a man is a journey, and it don't stop. It don't stop. See, I'm not going to do a lot of talking about the women right now because the women come after you got your stuff together. Quite frankly, it's like fishing in a barrel. Women, there are more women than us. That's a fact. And even more than that, real men, there's a shortage of. What they are attracted to, there's a shortage of. Now, I have to give my brothers kudos and a salute. Because in the last 20 years, black men in particular have come a long, long way. 20, 25 years ago, we were the most incarcerated, the least educated, and the most unemployed. And that's just on outside of the house. We ain't even got to inside the house where you're dealing with your woman and your kids and your family and still having to be the standard of excellence. It's a lot of pressure. That is why I am always going to be a proponent in the corner of my men. Always. As long as a brother is trying, you get all the respect from Dunk, man. You get all the respect in the world from Dunk, man, because I get it. I understand. We fall, we make mistakes, we trip up. But if you're a man worth your salt, you learn from your mistakes. You don't dwell in your feelings because that's not a man thing. If you're a man, you operating mostly or specifically out of your feelings, you wrong, sir. You wrong. Men should operate out of their feelings. Ain't no money in there. Only thing you find in your feelings are bad decisions. Horrible decisions. And the thing about decisions is one of the only things on earth that follow you the rest of your life. One decision dictates and shifts the path that you are on. One bad decision totally puts you on another path. Can you imagine, your life being a game and you are on the path and you see the light at the end of the tunnel, all the things you've been waiting for, all the things you wanted, all the things you've hoped for. You make one wrong move and now you're on a total different path. A path you're off of a path you've been on your entire life. And because of one bad decision, now your life is on a total different path. It doesn't mean that you can't get to the ultimate goal. Because all the path, most of the paths that you choose can lead all can lead to the same goal. Excuse me. It can lead to the same goal. But you may have just chosen a tougher path to get there. But like I said, and like I will continue to say, wherever you are as a man, wherever you are as a man, you may have just lost your job, you might have just lost your house, your car, your relationship might have failed, whatever the case may be. Wherever you are as a man, as long as you have your mind right, you can reset and start again. Whatever you had, you can build it up and get it times 10, because now that you've made the mistakes and you took your L's, you learn from your L's and you keep going forward. Don't get caught up on the past. Don't get caught up on the things that I've done. I'm such a bad person. I made so many mistakes. I can't do this. I can't do that. Don't get caught up in that. Because as a man, you always have the ability to start again where you are. It don't stop. You know why it don't stop? Because you're a man. You stand on something, you have principle, you got nuts, and you can create what you want. You can have whatever it is that you want as long as you got your mind right. Your mentality has to be there. You can't have a quitter's mentality or woe is me mentality. Oh, but I keep going through this. I keep taking L after L. You're taking all those L's back to back to back because you are one of them guys. You're a big dog. You just don't know it yet. You're a big dog. That's why you're able to go through all these things and it don't kill you, because you are a big dog. You understand that you can start exactly where you are. I don't care what's going on. That's why you blessed, lucky, whatever you want to call it, to be a man. Now, I ain't saying women can't crawl from the bottom to the top and take L after L and still make it back on top. I'm not saying they can't. But what I am saying, if they are going to reach their full potential, they need a man by their side. Yeah, I said it. Hello? I said it. You need a man by your side. This world is not built or designed for you as a woman to navigate this life by yourself. It's just not the case. I am a firm believer that men need direction from the Most High, and women need guidance from men who are leaders, who are sound and understand their purpose, understand their value, and willing to learn, but also willing and capable of leading. And listen, eventually I'm gonna get into the whole thing of that relationship thing, because I think a lot of things are hindering us as a people. There's a lot of division between men and women in our community. And it could be avoided and resolved. But it's going to take real men, stand up guys to do that. Because for as much as we want them to follow us, let us lead, be the men in our relationship, being honest, they probably don't feel like uh, they probably don't feel like they have good representation of the men that they should be following. And I get that. Some of that is true. A lot of that is the men that they choose. But if you are a big dog and you understand the value that you possess, and you are a man that is always trying to get better and not just settling on mediocrity, not being complacent where you are, you got it. You got everything you need, and you got everything you need to lead her. But you know where it starts. You gotta be a damn man. You gotta stand on something. You have to have the ability to look that woman in the eyes and tell her, no. No. You have to have the fortitude that once you tell her no, or once you decide to stand on something that you usually just let slide or whatever, that you're gonna face some backlash from that woman. You're gonna face attitude. You maybe got one of them women that's slick at the tongue, you know, a little aggressive with you, as if she could whoop you. You might have that type of woman in your life. And if you do have that type of woman in your life, you can do one or two things. One, once you figure out and understand who you are as a man and the value that you have in yourself, And if that woman believes in you, although she may can't see it right now, but she believes in the man that you are, she understands your character, then what you do from that point is you work with her. You have to, again, men, we're logical, we're not emotional. So you have to understand that she's gonna be emotional, especially with change. When you're trying to take control over your relationship and take your place as the man in your house or the man in your relationship, you're gonna be met with adversity, bro. She not just finna give up that easy, having things her way, but that's just something that you're gonna have to deal with. And I'm not saying you got to deal with it for a long time, because once a woman feels that, first of all, she wants to be led. She wants to be led. She wants to believe in you. She wants to let her guard down and believe that you can lead her. Most women. And you got some of these women that's just super masculine and just have to be in control, have to be, wear the size 13. Hey, that's fine. Y'all move over there, have y'all own little community of big sneaker women, and y'all can have that. Me and guys like me, we're not checking for those type women that are so aggressive and so masculine that they can't even come off of their masculinity to allow a man to be the man. So if you're met with that type of adversity, if you're met with that kind of adversity, let me tell you just like this. If that woman can't get on your program, by all means, you have every right to let that woman go on by her business, find who she thinks she need to be with so that she can be the big dog that she actually want to be. And meanwhile, you free yourself up from all of that, handle your business, stack your paper up. I understand a lot of you guys might be living with your old lady. Well, guess what? You need to get a plan, and you don't need to be in that position anyway. You shouldn't be in a position where you're dependent on this woman to take care of you. I understand that things happen, dudes fall sometimes, but as long as you're trying and you're not okay with bombing out, you're gonna be all right. And if that woman loves you, she's gonna see that in you and your character, and she'll be right there. But you have to have that type of woman. But like I said, these big sneaker women, the big sneaker community, um, they need a specific type of man. I ain't into calling. I ain't really into using the alpha and the beta stuff. That's not really my thing. But there's definitely a type of man that type of woman needs. An aggressive, masculine, overbearing woman. She needs a man that she can talk to that way, who's gonna, take the BS, not gonna say nothing back, gonna put his head down, tuck his tail when she get loud or whatever the case may be. She needs that kind of man. She don't want that kind of man, but she need that kind of man if she's gonna stay in the position that she's in. Right? So let those guys have all of the big sneaker women. Boom. Y'all got it. But for men that know who they are, understand their place in this world, understand their place in a relationship, you just have to show a little patience with your woman. Right? Because if you got a good woman on your side, she's going to um she's gonna basically love the fact, or really like the fact, that you're being this assertive, this no nonsense, this no, place and time type of guy. She's gonna appreciate that. She's gonna fight it. She's gonna push against all that, but she's gonna appreciate it. So again, we're talking about leadership. We're talking about um men being men again. And that includes in your relationship. Because a woman love to see you out and handling your business out there in the street, have your respect out there in the street, the way people treat you, the way men handle you, and things like that. She likes that. She likes that if anything comes your way that you're going to handle it because that's what you do. You're a protector. She likes that. She likes the fact that you'll speak up and she doesn't have to. She can play the background when y'all go out. She likes that. But when you get her home, she's still gonna feel like if she's been doing this, she's gonna feel like she can still talk to you any kind of way when she get mad. There's always a reason. We already know that. There's always a reason for them to behave in the manner that they behave. Okay, we get that. But she's still gonna feel like she can talk to you any kind of way. May stop talking to you for a while because she mad. May not want to have sex with you because she mad. That treatment, uh those type of dealings, all that's masculine. And you don't need that. You don't want that. You want feminine, agreeable, attractive, fit women. We don't want a woman that we got to argue and fuss with and she tripping over minuscule BS all the time. We don't want that. But I'm not saying let that woman go because a lot of these women are actually good women. They just don't know how to drop their sneakers, right? They still trying to wear these 13. Baby, ain't but 113 in here. Can't but 113 be up in this house. You understand what I'm saying? You can't walk in these shoes. And she needs to know that. You got to make that clear. You have to make that clear. And she's gonna respect you for it. She's gonna appreciate it, but she's going to fight against it. Right? And here's another point. I always say, don't match a woman's energy. Don't do it. Because you're going to lose that battle every single time. If a woman starts yelling and cussing and she just irate and mad, you don't match that. You're not gonna, you may win the shouting match because your voice is bigger or whatever the case may be, but the more you fuss and argue with her and keep throwing that negative energy around, she may stop the argument, or you may feel like, or, a lot of them, they'll start crying, or, go in the room, slam the door, not talking to you for a while or whatever. All that's disrespect. But because you're the man, you're her man, you're a leader, and you're not emotional, allow her that space to let it all out. What do you care? You a big dog. Just a word, she ain't going nowhere. She's angry, so she's yelling and she's cussing and she's being disrespectful. Don't match that energy. Don't get up there and yell and fuss with her like that. Let me tell you what you do. Listen to me now. Now, this is for the men that's trying to get some kind of order in his relationship or his house. Again, remember, logic. We use logic. We think. We don't feel. We don't go off of feelings and emotions. We think. A woman is emotional, and sometimes she can be overly emotional. So allow your woman the space and the grace to let it out. Never in public. If your woman disrespecting you in public, guess what? That's not your woman, and you need to get rid of her. Hello? That ain't your woman. Let her go. But y'all in the property, y'all home, in the car ride home, whatever, and she going all spazzing, she got an attitude, whatever the case may be. Allow her that time. Allow her that space to get it out. Be the woman that she is, emotional, all of that. she'll eventually calm down, especially when you keeping your cool. You don't ignore her. Don't just be nonchalant about it. Still try to communicate with her through her emotion, right? Eventually she'll cool down. She'll cool down. Great. Once she cools down, you go and you talk to her. Because at this point, now that she's cooled down, she should be able to hear your message better. And you should be able to communicate with her better about what the issue was. Because at the end of the day, it's not her issue, it's not your issue, it's y'all issue. Y'all on the same team. So if y'all attacking the issue together, y'all double teaming the issue, chop it up, get it up out of there, we moving on back to the good stuff. But once you got her to calm down, and you decide to go and you talking to her, because at the end of the day, it's about communication. And remember, this is your woman. At some point, you need to be able to communicate with her. I don't care about her emotions, whatever. At some point, you need to figure out, if that's your woman, how you can communicate with her through her emotions or whatever the case may be, without succumbing to her, without cowering to her, still standing on what you stand on, not moving, not being fazed by her attitude and her threats and her cussing and all this stuff. Okay, it's all good. Well, you know what? When you feel better, when you calm down, then come back and talk to me. We'll talk when you calm down. Just like that. Go back and watch TV. Get on the game. Whatever. What you're not gonna do is run behind her doing all that yelling, fussing, and cussing. So now we've moved on to, she's calmed down. You're able to talk to her, get your message across. And you should be able, if you're communicating properly, you should be able to get some kind of understanding with your woman as she's calmed down. Okay? And I ain't talking about no crazy stuff like she didn't caught you cheating and all this stuff. I'm just talking about regular relationship issues. You was a little too friendly with the waitress. Sir, you was a little bit too friendly with the waitress. And your girl ain't having that. Right? Fine. That's nothing to throw the towel in over. Let her be mad about that. That's minuscule to you. It's nothing. You know it's nothing. It may not be nothing to her, but you know it's nothing. So the fact that it's nothing to you, let her have that. Let her get it all out. Don't lock her down because she being emotional about some stupid stuff. That's what they do. Again, you're the man. Be the man. Be the leader. You're not going to see no CEO sitting up there going back and forth with the general manager of the company. Hot yelling dispute. And if you do, if it does happen, it's going to happen behind closed doors. And because the CEO sees that GM, that general manager, as an asset, and although the CEO got the power to crush and get rid of you, whatever the case may be, the CEO understands that this general manager is vital to my company and the success that we're having. So the last thing I'm going to do is allow this GM to just walk out or disrespect them in a way to where they feel like they don't want to put the work in for our company anymore. I'm never going to do that. But I'm also going to remind that that GM, who the man is. Understand what I'm saying? You make sure that you always keep that level of leadership, that hierarchy. You don't come down here, you raise her up here. That's how you do it. So, you've allowed her to get her stuff off. Now you can have a conversation with her and she's calmed down and you can, get some understanding out of her, right? Now let me tell you what you do. And this is what a lot of you guys mess up at. You worked on the patience. You controlled your energy. You didn't allow her to bring you down to Crown Town, right? You were able to get your message across once she calmed down. And now she's feeling better. She's talking again. She's laughing and everything again, which is fine. But here's the thing. Remember, there's a hierarchy here. And there are rules to the game. If you can allow her to get her stuff off her shoulders like that, and you know, she might have been a little disrespectful, cussing at you, attitude, crazy, whatever. Once she's worked through all of that, and, you know, if she really understands the error in her way, she should apologize. Okay? Ask for that. Right? Because she's a grown woman. And once grown people understand where they went wrong, they should be able to apologize. Now, it may not happen the first time you do this, because again, you're learning to do this. You've been letting her run amok the whole time, but now you decide that, hey man, you are someone that I want to be with, and I see long term a future with, but you can't be acting like this. You can't be disrespectful. You can't just be talking to me any kind of way just because you get mad. You can't just shut down on me just because you get mad. You have to communicate this with her often. But the last thing you have to do as a man, when you trying to get some kind of structure and a level of respect and like hierarchy in your relationship, after she calmed down and you delivered your message, she's gonna probably think like, okay, you know, okay, babe, I'm back, we good, you know, da 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 da, you know, want to kiss on you and hug on you again. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay? You don't get to be disrespectful and talk back and have an attitude with me for 2 hours and, you know, treat me like whatever just because you couldn't get me to do something you wanted me to do, or you just got mad about something that I really ain't even tripping on. It ain't all good. Because there's 3 steps. You allow her to get her stuff off. Then you allow it to cool down and deliver your message. Once the message is understood from her, the next thing that you must do, and I mean must do, she must atone for her sins. Hello? Yeah. She must atone for her sins. That means before we get back to the love making and the kissing and the hugging and the touching and the rubbing and the massaging and all that good stuff, you must atone for your sins, man. Because when you fellas skip this step here, she think it's all good, and until the next time where she just acting a fool again, doing this, talking crazy, rolling her neck, having the attitude, this, and that. If you don't make her atone for her sins, and that's just what I call it, you call it whatever you want to, but up in my house, okay? If you don't make her atone for her sins, she's just gonna do it again. And you're never going to get the result that you are looking for out of your woman. Just like kids. If you continue to just fuss at her, fuss at her, fuss at your child, fuss at your son, and never discipline them, never take something away, or put them on punishment, or whatever the case may be, if you don't make them see the error in their ways and punish them for whatever transgression that they made, then they may continue to make these transgressions. And they're gonna do it because there's nothing behind it. It's like, okay, he gonna talk to me, we gonna communicate, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Then he gonna go sit down somewhere, and then we gonna do this, and we gonna be back knocking boots later on, blah blah blah. That's what you gonna think. But when you're trying to get some direction, the only way you're gonna be able to get direction is with correction. Hmm? You can't be scared of your woman. You got to handle that, right? So when I say make her atone for her sins, look, whatever that may mean to you. And if I need to break that down for you, hit me on my inbox. Send me a message. I'll break it down for you. But you must show her that you ain't nothing to play with. And you that dude. I might not be that dude to the rest of the world, but to my woman, I am that guy, pal. I am him. You understand that? So what I'm saying is you need to build that in your relationship. And if you think about it, when you put that kind of time into your woman to actual get her to learn something and teach her how things are supposed to go, that's leadership. When you stand on something, you don't cower to her just because of her attitude or this or that. That is what you need to be doing. In other words, handle your business. And I'm going to tell you something. When you start moving like that, it does so much for your relationship. Because now, when you look at what you're showing her evolution, you're showing her growth, you're showing her that you can be a leader. And part of what being a good leader is keeping your emotions down, being able to think logically throughout pain or throughout any kind of discomfort or whatever the case may be. You still can think and put a plan together. She's gonna see that. She's gonna see where you're stepping up in certain areas. She's gonna see where she can't just walk all over you like she's been doing. She's gonna see where her manipulation tactics, which all of them do it, those manipulation tactics just don't work no more because you have control over yourself and your emotions. So she just throwing a temper tantrum now because you're not reacting or responding to it. She don't know what to do. That's why I tell you, let her get her stuff off. Let her, do her thing, her song and dance. And you just be that guy. Mm-hmm. Y'all. Right. Mm-hmm. Keep it cool. Once she calms down, deliver your message. After the message is delivered, you make sure that you correct her for the transgressions that she made. You simply have to. Now, again, I don't think I got to spell that out for you. And guess what? It's levels to this. This is why it's so important for relationships to understand this kind of stuff. And it's so important for women to operate in their feminine energy because that is y'all superpower. I'll give you a scenario and I'm gonna let y'all go. So you and your woman had a fight, or she, you know, super emotional and she acts you crazy or whatever. And you went through all the steps, you let her calm down, you deliver your message. Now it's time for correction. First thing you're going to do is let her know that I love that we're communicating and we've gotten past that. But you owe me. And you let her know. We not finna make no love. Ain't finna be all this kissy love stuff right now. Because that's emotion stuff. A lot of us go for that. Once everything, you know she done disrespected and went crazy on you. But because she know how to get to you and she know to rub on your little nuts or something, you right back at her ready to knock her down. Don't do that. The ball is in your court now. You don't give her nothing. You tell her what's going on. Ma'am, your disrespect, your talking back, your attitude for the past 3 hours. You cost me 3 hours of time with my woman where I could have been loving, could have been kissing, could have been hugging, could have been doing everything to you. You costed me 3 hours. I must get that back. What you mean you must get that back? I'm glad you asked. What I need you to do, this is what you're telling your woman. And again, that's your woman. As long as you saying it out of respect, you should be able to say what you need to say, what you want to say to your woman. And yeah, if this is new to you, yeah, you're gonna have to try her a little bit because she's down, she's gonna try you. You're gonna have to try her. So this is what I want you to do. You know, we got through all of that, but I need you to understand why you can't be treating me like this. You can't treat me like this. You can't disrespect me like this. You can't talk to me like this. You can't have your attitude all this time over some simple stuff. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to wait for me in the bedroom. I don't know when I'm coming in there. But when I get in there, I need to have my favorite yak on the nightstand. And I need you in that Panikk and that bra set that I had bought. I don't want to talk about anything else. Anything else you need to know, I'll let you know when I get back there. I just need you to go do that for me. Hello? Now again, if you got the type of woman that actually loves your ass and has like real love for you, you just blew her mind, first of all. Because she don't know what you doing right now because you ain't never acted like this before. Trying to help y'all boys out now. Tell her to go to that room and wait for you to get there. With your favorite yak or whatever you drink. In this right here is what I want you to be in. You be specific about what you want her to wear because that means she's paying attention. She's listening. Oh, yeah. So, she go do that. Now, while she done gone to the back waiting on you, you better have your game plan together. First of all, understand you got you a pretty good woman on your side because she's allowing you, and you got to remember that now. She's allowing you to handle her like this. It's trust. And it's also showing your leadership skills. Don't say nothing else to her. You gave her a task. Now she needs to execute. Understand what I'm saying? Wait a good 5-10 minutes. Hey, she paying you back. This ain't even about her right now. She owes you for the disrespect. So don't worry about it. 5, 10 minutes, whatever you say. And she better be in there when you get there. And again, I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you examples. You can be as specific as you want to be about what she need to be doing in that room when you get there. Can't be scared of her. A lot of these women just run y'all around because you act like you scared of her. You scared to stand up to her, tell her no, or as a matter of fact, no, this what you gonna do. I don't need you telling me what I'm finna do. I'm telling you what you about to be doing. That's how you start to get her mind and put it in another place. Now, when she back there, all she can think about is what is about to happen to me. Because he is being a little bit different, but I like it. I'm telling you how to help your relationship. Don't ever think that sex is not important in any relationship, marriage, relationship, whatever. You can't fool me. You can't tell me nothing different. It changes things. If you step your sex game up in your relationship, that's going to boost your relationship. It's going to boost your relationship. Now, when you get back there, you have your plan. And again, I ain't even saying once you get back there that you just got to go whatever. It's all about patience. Make her wait some more. Because this woman, her head going crazy. And the more anticipation builds up in her, the more everything get a little, you know what I'm saying? Trying to help y'all boys out, man. I'm just telling you. Now, whatever you do back there in that room, you handle your business, sir. Handle your business. Okay? Then, round 2, make all the love you want to. Rub on her, kiss on her, hold her, whatever. It ain't doing nothing but building up that love and that stuff in her for you, because you're unlocking something in this woman that ain't never been unlocked before. She didn't even know she could be submissive, and that's as submissive as it gets. But it starts with you being a damn man. Standing on something, right, wrong, or indifferent, stand on it. Be a good dude. Don't cheat on your woman. Just be honest with her. If you feel like you just got to, have some chicks out there, I ain't saying she gonna go for it, but talk to her about it. Be honest with her. Because what you can't do after you done got this woman to start trusting and believing in you and letting you lead her and guide her and have her doing all kind of stuff she ain't never done before, one thing you cannot do is mess that up. It's going to hurt you way worse than it hurts her. It's going to hurt her, but it's going to hurt you way worse, because having that kind of connection with your woman that you ain't never had before and losing that, bro, brought it on yourself though. So I just want you guys to understand that, hey, be a man at all times. And if you got a woman in your life, lead her. If she don't want to get with your program, if you can't trust her, if too much been built up and too many scars been there or whatever, it might be time you let her go. And don't hold on to her either. Let her go so she can do her thing. There's plenty of them out there. And now that you learning the game, you can put the game where you need to put it. Understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. I'm trying to help y'all boys out. Uncle don't want to see you do well out here. Understand what I'm saying? I'll be back to holler at you. Y'all be good.